In this mini lesson, we will learn about cultural values and how they differ across cultures. There are 5 core cultural dimensions that can be used to observe and make sense of cultures around the world. These cultural dimensions shape how people from different cultures behave and perceive the world around them. Hierarchy, equality, individualism, collectivism, mastery, harmony, monochronism, polychronism, and universalism, particularism. The dimension of hierarchy equality, also known as power distance, designates how power is distributed between members of a society. People in hierarchical cultures accept that some members of the society have more power than others. Take Malaysia, for example, a country with very high power distance where kings live in lavish mansions with extravagant cars and security. In egalitarian cultures, people expect power to be distributed equally. For example, in the Netherlands, a country with very low power distance, the prime minister can be seen going to work riding his own bicycle just like any other citizen. Think about your own culture for a moment. What signs do you see that let you know the power distance? Where does your culture stand on the hierarchy equality scale? The dimension of individualism collectivism describes the relationship between individuals and the community around them. People in individualistic cultures are concerned about pursuing their own goals, achieving their self-identity through individual accomplishments, and preserving individual rights. In individualistic cultures like North America, Europe, Australia, or New Zealand, social rules are there to reward independence and personal responsibility, and people are encouraged to be assertive and communicate directly even when feelings may get hurt. People in collectivistic cultures are concerned about preserving social harmony over individual rights. They show loyalty to the group and achieve their self-identity through group memberships. In countries in Asia, Latin America, Africa, or the Middle East, social rules are intended to reinforce conformity to group norms. In these collectivistic cultures, communication is also more indirect as a means to preserve harmonious relationships and group cohesion. Now, what about your culture? Are people leaning more toward individualism or collectivism? The dimension of mastery harmony describes the relationship between individuals and their environment. Cultures that tend towards mastery focus on changing and controlling their environment. They are competitive, emphasize achievements, material wealth, and external signs of success. Countries like Singapore, India, or the United States tend towards mastery. There is a preference for performance-based material rewards, and people tend to be more assertive. Cultures that tend toward harmony focus on living in alignment with nature and adjusting to the natural and social environments around them. They value relationships, traditions, and modesty over achievement. Scandinavian countries such as Sweden, Norway, or Finland tend toward harmony. They value social progress, quality of life, and the welfare of their people. What about your culture? Are people leaning more towards mastery or harmony? The dimension of monochronism and polychronism define how different cultures conceptualize time. Monochronic cultures have a precise concept of time. They approach their work step by step in a linear fashion. They focus on planning and implementation and dislike interruptions and unexpected events. Cultures of North America and Northern Europe are largely monochronic. People are punctual, committed to their jobs, and like to have a clear separation between their work and personal lives. Polychronic cultures have a relative concept of time. Work is non-linear as people are comfortable to carry out multiple tasks at the same time. People are often late and are more concerned about their commitment to other people than to their job. Countries in Latin America, the Middle East and Africa are all polychronic cultures. Work and personal time tend to blend together, and people are more patient in achieving results. Think about your culture. Are people monochronic or polychronic? The last dimension of universalism and particularism defines our attitudes towards rules and regulations. In universalistic cultures, there is a strict obligation to follow rules and laws wherever they are. These rules are followed formally and strictly, often without question. This dimension is associated with high uncertainty avoidance. Countries like Germany and the Netherlands are universalistic cultures. Decisions made tend to be based on objective criteria. There is a strong belief in the use of formal contracts and rigorous record-keeping in business dealings, and things are done by the book. Particularistic cultures choose when to apply formal rules and regulations. Rules and procedures are often just suggestions that can be adapted to particular situations. People in these cultures are comfortable with ambiguity. This dimension is associated with low uncertainty avoidance. China has a particularistic culture. The concept of guanxi is a prime example where business deals and decisions are not only made according to objective criteria, but more importantly, based on personal connections and informal networks. The 5 dimensions that we have described here do not demonstrate a right and wrong way of doing things, but instead they illustrate the diversity of behaviors and preferences that exist in cultures around the world. As organizations become more diverse and people continue to collaborate across cultural and national boundaries, appreciating this diversity of thoughts and behaviors is essential to foster more productive intercultural collaborations.